This is Embody Safety with Eva, and today we will talk about why being the strong one often keeps you from feeling supported in your relationships and work. And I chose this topic for today because I often work with women whose system and whose body learn to stay alert at all times. And they learn to stay one step ahead of people in their life and the work environment or circumstances that they find themselves in. And these women often see themselves, and they are often seen by others, as very responsible, highly independent, and highly capable. And they also see themselves as someone who can handle a lot and someone that other people can rely on. But what happens when we help their body to slow down a little bit in the areas that matter to them the most, usually relationships and work, they notice that that hyper responsibility is not actually their personality trait. It is a very intelligent protection that their nervous system developed very early on. And usually, these women I work with who are very highly capable and independent, they realize that there is a younger part of them that felt overwhelmed and unsupported and unseen in the past. And the circumstances she was dealing with were too big for her little system to handle and process on her own. So usually their system didn't have the experience of what it feels like to be consistently supported, consistently safe, consistently taken care of and protected. And so their system found ways in which it dealt with that uncertainty. And those ways usually looked like solving problems even before they arise. So they are often like worrying and looking for problems, overthinking. They learned to watch and monitor people very closely. They are looking for their facial expressions and their moods so they know, so they will know how to react to them. They often hide what they need because these women are also very sensitive and they sensed that the people around them didn't have the capacity to support them in a way they needed. And so their system started to think that maybe my needs are too much, maybe my wants are too much, maybe if I ask for something or expect support, I become a burden. So they learned to hide their needs and their wants. And also they take responsibility for everyone else even before they are asked to. And what is important to understand from this pattern is that when we take this pattern into adulthood, when we take this way of protecting ourselves from experiencing lack of support and safety into adulthood, we carry a part inside of us that believes that I will receive the love, connection, and support that I needed so much back then because being consistently taken care of and supported and loved and having a stable adult person be aware of me and keep me in their awareness is not a luxury for a child. It is a necessity for our system to develop in a healthy way. Um, and so when we haven't had that experience or had experiences of lack in that area, then a part of us believes that she will finally receive that love, support, and safety when she becomes successful enough, when she becomes someone that other people cannot overlook, or when she becomes attractive enough. And that's her way of earning the safety and support and connection she didn't receive. And this protector didn't make you capable because she wanted you to suffer. This younger part didn't want you to suffer. She simply made you capable because she stopped expecting support from others. She was terrified that no one else was coming, that she will be alone. And so she became the capable one. She became the one she needed. However, what I also see unfolding when I work with women who lived through this pattern is that they often choose work environments and relationships where there is a lack of appreciation for what they bring to the table. There is a lack of mutuality and reciprocity. In their work, they don't feel financially compensated for their time. They don't feel really supported. They become the one who their colleagues can rely on and their boss can rely on, but they rarely ask themselves, do I actually feel supported in this work environment? And this is also when very capable women are in relationships or date people who are emotionally unavailable or unstable. They are hard to read. They don't want to commit. And these beautiful women believe that if I figure out his pattern or his fears, if I just understand him enough, then I will receive the love and connection that I want. But they don't take time to actually let their system feel how lonely they are inside of those relationships that are not really mutual or supportive. And this is happening not because you are broken or because there is something wrong with you, but because there is this deeply devoted younger part of you that is still alive inside of your system, and we are often not aware of her, that says, maybe this time, if I get it right, they will choose me. And she is trying to find the closure she never received. And she's doing it in the only way she knows how to do it, by earning love, by earning support, and by earning connection, because they have never come to her freely before. So you are not choosing difficult people and demanding work environments because you enjoy struggling. A younger part of you still may be searching for that closure that she never received, and she believes that if this difficult person or difficult boss or difficult work environment finally chooses me, then I will be worthy of that love that I desperately needed back then. And this is also why often women who can handle everything alone are living from that younger part that never felt held in relationships. She never felt supported. And when this pattern or this younger part is alive in our system and we meet her in our relationships and work environment, she doesn't need us to tell her to choose different. She doesn't need us to um, digest more information, because usually the capable women I work with, they already know what they are supposed to do. The difficult part is that when they are around someone who is inconsistent or emotionally unavailable or unable to meet them, their system becomes activated. That younger part comes online and she's like, game on. This is my chance of being chosen, and their whole system gets flooded with activation. And that activation may feel like urgency in your stomach, like I need to get this person to choose me. I need to become the person who they will finally choose. It looks like the activation looks like racing thoughts, like a strong chemistry, and feeling pulled towards that unavailable person. And so what we do when this activation comes up inside of their system with somatic work, so this is where somatic work differs. We don't teach you how to set boundaries or tell you just to choose different. We work with the activation inside of your system the moment it arises. And we help your body to stay present with it instead of leaving your system, leaving yourself. But because maybe you've noticed that in those moments where there is pressure or when you feel that urgency, there is a tendency to leave your body, leave your needs, and instead of asking, do I feel safe with this person? Does this relationship work for me? Do I feel supported here? You start asking, what did I do wrong? Why are they not responding to my message? How can I explain my needs better so they finally get met? Or how can I become the person who will finally be chosen? But when we work with this part somatically, we help your adult self stay present, stay online, and at the same time, we notice the younger part and we notice her. We teach your body how to notice her as that activation. Because she is often not only reacting to what is happening now, she's also carrying that old longing that makes her want to be finally seen, finally wanted, and finally chosen. And so this part of us doesn't need fixing, she doesn't need more advice. Instead, she needs to experience how it feels to be supported and wanted and chosen, even when she doesn't have to earn it. And this is where instead of saying to that younger part, you don't need so much, or you are too needy, or stop needing so much, we give her the experience that she was longing for, and we give it to her directly through your body, through your system. So we work with your body and we stay with that younger part until she feels like, I see you, you are wanted here. You don't have to earn my presence. You don't have to earn my attention. I want you. I'm choosing you even if someone else doesn't choose you. And so this is where somatic work begins to change that old pattern of chasing. Because the younger part, when she receives these experiences she was longing for so deeply, when she receives them directly, she no longer has to recreate the past to receive the closure she was looking for. And also, as she begins to receive the steadiness she was looking for, and the safety and the care and the protection directly from your adult self now, that activation just melts over time. Your body learns to process that urgency instead of acting out on it and choosing people who activate it. So your body learns that I can stay with the fear of not being chosen without trying to win someone over. And also I can stay connected to myself long enough to notice if someone is actually good for me, if a relationship is good for me, if an work environment is good for me. And this is where the relationship you have with yourself becomes much more stable, safer, and also it feels warmer and like a home you can always come back to. And when that activation is being processed inside of your system, so every time you stay with that activation, you create a little bit more room for reciprocity, for connection that feels supportive and nourishing and mutual. Because when our body is flooded with that urgency, our system scans for people who are matched for that. And we literally cannot see people who are already kind, consistent, stable, and clear. Because those people are going to feel too ordinary or too boring, or like I don't feel anything with them, because your system is so used to that high pressure and a lot of urgency inside of relationships and also work environments. And so, as we process the exhibition, as you learn to stay with it instead of acting it out, you create more room for mutuality, consistency, and support. And it's also easier to notice them and recognize them because they become familiar to your system. They become your new home. They become something you create when you are with yourself. So it only feels natural to feel that way with other people and also in your work inside of your life. So this is something that we are covering step by step currently in the secure relating topic in the Sanctuary of an Embodied Woman, which is my private practice portal. So this is where we explore all the steps somatically. So we do body-led work, and this is also where you get to practice everything I mentioned today in your life, one step at a time, and also at your own pace, because those topics stay available to you and you can return to them, you can practice them. There is always space to ask questions. I am there with you. I give you guidance whenever you need it. So if you would like to join us, I will leave the link below, and I appreciate you being here today with me.